Yes, YouTube. I'm back on GTA. I'm doing another garage tour, or just sort of an account tour. It's been a while, and I think I've taken down my past ones, and quite proud of where I'm at on GTA Online. I'm recording this before the December DLC comes out, so if I post this later, then that's why. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so we're here in my office garage. We're gonna start off with my office garages. This is office garage 1. Fuck off. This floor is mostly, I think, Maserati. I mean, this is a Jaguar. I don't know what this is. Might be a Maserati. But, I'm not a Maserati guy. I just have it to fill in the garage. So, this is the Corsita. It's a cool car. I can't remember what model it is in real life. I know it is a Maserati. It's a nice car. I don't like Maseratis in real life, but this is a nice car. XA21. Quite an older car in GTA. Based off a Jaguar. Very nice car. Lovely sounding. Not very common anymore. You don't see them in GTA. The Lamborghini Michelli GT. Don't know anything about this car in real life. It's a car to fill in the garage. Probably a Maserati. Same thing with the Lamborghini Casco. Once again, don't know much about it. It looks nice. Lamborghini Cinquemila. I know what this is in real life. Don't know the model name, but I don't really care for Maserati. But once again, it's to fill in the garage. I promise I'm going to get more passionate as I go through the garages. This is just... And then a Novak, which is that shite Maserati SUV. Unfortunately, I don't have a wide variety of choices when I want to fill in all my garages, so I have to just buy what I have available. This floor is empty because I've moved all the cars to a different garage there. That used to be probably, I think, a BMW floor. Here's an Audi floor. So this is an Audi R8, or called the 10F. This is a wide body variant from Benny's. Lovely car. Drives a bit shite, but lovely looking. I'm very happy they added this when they did. This is the ominous EGT, or I think it's the e-tron, the Audi e-tron in real life. One of the nicer looking electric cars out of all of them in the world. The back doesn't look incredible, but there's always a flaw when it comes to the exterior of electric cars, but the front is lovely. 8F Drafter. I don't know which car this is supposed to be based off. An RS something. Maybe an RS5. The front really disappoints me. Otherwise, the back is lovely. It sounds nice. Not quite the best performance in game. The Tailgater S. Quite a letdown. Back is quite nice. The front is just so dull. I wish there was more to it. The grille seems way too big. This is the Obey Ominous, which is the original Audi Quattro, I believe. That's what this is based off. Retro car, very legendary history. Cool car to have in the game. Here's the 9F, which is based off an R8, but it's a shit copy. This came with launch of the game. I just have it to fill in the garage. Here's the iWagon. I love what it looks like from the front. I couldn't tell you what this is called in real life. It's one of their electric SUVs. The back is quite disappointing. It looks a bit sad. But from the front, it just looks like... It looks really a lot like an Audi. Okay, so this is floor 2. This is where the cars start to get more juicy. This is a McLaren / Bugatti floor, it looks like. I know I'm missing a few cars. It's because they've been removed from the stores online, on like the apps in game. So I'm just waiting for them to be launched in dealerships like the McLaren F1 and probably other stuff. The Tyrant. Okay, so this is the T20 or a McLaren P1. What I love this car. An older car, not fully OG, but an older car. P1 was my favorite supercar for a long time in real life. Might still be. I just wish they revamped this customization wise. I don't think they need to do much else. but I just wish you could turn it into like, there's more customization, simple stuff, or you could turn it into a full-on track GTR. But otherwise, lovely car. Truffade Thrax, or which is a Devo, a Bugatti Devo in real life. Not a huge Bugatti guy, but it's a cool car. Front's a bit peculiar, especially the headlights, but nice car. Progen Emirates. Don't exactly know what this is supposed to be based off. It's not even. It's ringing a bell, but I'm not getting anything. It's a McLaren something. It might come to me, but I don't actually remember how it drives. I think it's a good car for races. It's a cool car, cool looking. Truffade Nero. This is the custom variant from Benny's. Bugatti Chiron. Didn't really base it off anything real. I just classic black and blue. This is an Italian GTB. This is a morph of a bunch of McLarens, I think. Not even all McLarens. I think it's morphed with something else. I just made it into a track variant to hide its flaws. I do really like this car, but I don't at the same time. Then the classic Adder, the classic black and orange. Not much to say. It's a shit clone of a Bugatti Veyron OG. Cool car to still own, and that color scheme is iconic in GTA. For floor 2, this is gonna be looks like an Aston Martin floor. Here's the Dubanchi's Champion. I don't know much about Aston Martin, so I'm not gonna be able to name all the models. This is the Champion. It's one of the few cars you can armor and weaponize, which is like a supercar, at least not in next gen. This is the Pariah, great sports car for races. Once again, I don't know what it's based off. It looks like it's based off more than just an Aston Martin. Wagner. This is a cool car. It's quite good for sports races. It's very agile, and it's very distinct looking. Stromberg. I think this is an Aston Martin. It's in one of the older James Bond movies. This is the submarine car in GTA. You can have missiles in it and whatnot. It's just cooler to look at. JB700W, iconic car, mostly known for James Bond movies. That's why the whole machine gun thing sticking out the taillight section of the front end. Very iconic car, lovely looking. Have the classic grey that they always are in. This is the Spectre Custom from Benny's. Don't know anything about this car, it's just to fill in the garage. The 770, very overlooked car. I always used to like this back in the day. Don't really use it, but classic. As for floor 3, I don't actually remember what's on floor 3. Okay, this is just looks like supercar hypercars. Okay. Overflow Entity MT. This is a Koenigsegg, right? I think this is the Jesco. I'm not fully in the loop with hypercars these days. Cool car. I based it off this one grey Jesco with these orange accents that I saw. So that's what that is based off. Tyrant, don't know what this is based off. It's a very fucking wide car. You can see the suspension through the glass. It's a cool looking car. It's just really big for some reason in the game. Devastate 8. This is based off a concept car called the Devil 16, I believe. I have it in black with pink pinstripes and then pink highlights around. Because there's not really... What the hell can you fucking color a car that has exhaust the same size as an F-16 fighter jet? You just have to kind of make it look special in its own way. This, don't actually know what it's based off. This is called the Overflowed Pipistrello. I don't know if it is a Koenigsegg. Um, whatever it is, it's like your typical hypercar you've seen the past 5 years. Jagged as hell with these weird shapes, but cool looking car. This is the overflowed entity XXR. Don't actually know which Koenigsegg this is based off. It could be an Agera, Regera. Don't know. Don't keep up with them, but it's a nice car. As for this is the overflowed Xeno. I don't actually know what this is based off. Once again, I based it off a real car. That's why I have the gold rims. Don't know if it fully suits it, but here's the Vapid FMG, or the, I don't know what year it came out, but this is the newer Ford GT. Very cool car. I wish they rework it in GTA so you can add more things to it. It's very cool. I've never seen one in real life. Would love to. But yeah, that's it for Office Garage 2. Okay, now on to Office Garage 3. Trying to remember what is in this garage. I don't even remember. I think this is just a bunch of supercars and performance cars that I haven't organized. This is the Ocelot Virtue. One you can armor. It's a very cool looking car. It's probably based off a Lotus, if I'm guessing. Cool looking car. It's electric though. It's quite sad. Overflowed Autark. Don't know what this is based off. It's a cool looking car. I like the way I could put this wing on it and it looks really flat and aerodynamic. Chevelle Taipan. Don't know what this is based off. Really ugly from the back. It's a very average looking supercar in this game. The Grozzi Visione. I believe this is based off some random, really like rare Ferrari like concept car from a while ago. Never knew why it was in this game, but it's a cool looking car. Pegassi Osiris. I believe this is like the only proper Pagani we have in this game, and it's not a great one. This is probably based off a Wyra, but it's not all very Wyra looking. But at least we have a Pagani. This is the Tundra Panther. Don't know what this is based off. Really don't remember. Okay looking car. I think those front ring light things are quite odd looking, but to each their own. Onto floor 2. I don't know if this garage is fully full. It's been a while since I've checked. Okay. So here we have 3 Corvettes. This is the D10, or it's a C8 in real life. Thank you, LJT. I have it in orange because I was going to put it in red, but everything is red when it comes to Corvettes. It's quite boring. Coquette D1. I don't remember which model exactly or year. Very classy Corvette. Lovely in this blue with the white and the white wall rims. Tires, sorry. Very nice looking car. The iconic Coquette Classic. Both iconic in this game and real life. Once again, I don't know which Stingray this is, but a very iconic Corvette nonetheless. The Deluxo, which is a DeLorean. There's not much to the Deluxo in this. It's based off a DeLorean. It can fly, but when you just look at it, it seems relatively simple. Ocelot Jaguar, some sort of Ocelot Jugular, sorry, some sort of Jaguar. Very lovely sounding engine in this game. Good 4-door. Nice to drive around with if you want to be with the boys. As for another one that sounds nice and drive around the boys, Lampadati Komoda, which is an Alfa Romeo something. One of the nice Alfa Romeos. They see the iconic look of the front end of Alfa Romeo. The Albany VSTR, some sort of Cadillac sedan. It's not coming to me. Don't know if I like the wing on the back, but it is what it is. I'm never gonna drive it. Floor 3. Trying to remember if there's anything even on it. There is. The Grotti Stinger, Ferrari something. An OG car came with the game. Not much to customize, that's why it looks really dull, but a nice looking car nonetheless. We have the Lamborghini Viceris, or Viceris. I customized this heavily because I think it looks really cool to have like a retro sports car with this crazy, like, it looks like a retro like fitted body kit with this like retro wing and that weird like roof vents. It looks cool. I don't know what it's based off, to be fair. Grotti Carbonazere, one of the release cars with the game, based off some Ferrari, but then just modified into whatever GTA wanted it to be. Oslo Ardent, I really like this car. It looks really small. It's weaponized. I don't know what it's fully based off, but it's a very lovely looking car. Bravado Banshee 900R. It's supposed to be a Viper. People think it's based off many different things. It probably is. This is the Benny's variant. This is the custom. Nice car. Oslo Penetrator, ugly as hell. I mean, just look at that side profile. Pancake day is every day for this car, but once again, to fill in the garage. Now, we'll move on to one of my favorite garages. Okay, now onto my Eclipse Boulevard 50 car garage. I believe all 5 floors are fully organized, so this will be good. This is my Ferrari floor. I have even more Ferraris, but you can't really put more than 10 in one garage to organize them. This is the Grotti Turismo Amaggio. Probably the nice, like, most best looking Grotti, Ferrari inspired car in this, in this game. It looks a lot like a Ferrari. Well, I don't know if it's the best, but probably the best modern one in the game at least. This is the Italia GTO. Great, it's another great car for sports races. That's why I have it all crazy. I wouldn't usually do this, but I typically do this for my race cars. Don't actually know what it's based off, but it has a lovely rear end. This is the X80 Proto, some ugly ass project car that was made by Ferrari. Maybe I'll swap it out for the Visione, who knows. Grotti Cheetah Classic. Lovely car. It doesn't even look like it should be in this game when you look at it from the back. It looks like a proper retro racing game, like an old Need for Speed or something, like you'd be driving this around. Lovely looking car, nonetheless. Bestia GTS. One of my more favorite Ferraris in this game, because I find it so funny how they made like a... I mean, it's sort of a hatchback, but they actually put one in this game, which is cool. They didn't just go for the hype stuff. This is the Turismo R, which got reworked recently. It's an OG car, but then they added a bunch of liveries and more modifications. Brings around the car nicely. Looks a lot cooler. I believe it's supposed to be LaFerrari inspired, but when you look at it, you get nothing off a LaFerrari. This is the Italia GTO Stinger TT. Long ass name. You can armor it. It's a nice looking car. Drives like complete dog shit. I bought this and was depressed. From the back it looks horrendous as well. Grotti Furia. Another really nice looking Ferrari. I feel like the side profile is a bit dull. That's the only thing that lets it down. Otherwise, nice car. Lovely doors on it as well. The iconic Turismo Classic. People don't usually have F40s in blue, but I mean, everyone has them in red, so why not change it up? I modeled this after an actual blue F40. Italia RSX. Cool car, doesn't look very Ferrari-like, but in real life this... I can't even remember what it's called. But in real life this car is crazy fast. And one of the more cooler things Ferrari did in recent years. Onto floor 2, which should be my Lamborghini level. that is. This one, that car, I want to move out and put it in my Kasatka, the Torador, because I'm waiting for one car to be put in one of the dealerships so I can buy it. This is Pegasi Ignis. It looks like my wheels are really weird. I don't know why. I can't remember the name of what it is. It's the newer Lamborghini. Cool looking car. In real life, performance is a bit of a letdown, but it is what it is. Carrera XO. Cool looking car. Happy they released this in this game. Looks incredible. I think I'm waiting for the actual Torero, the older one, to be put back in the game, and then I'll swap that out for that. This is the Pegasi Monroe. OG car. Very rare. No, you don't see anyone really owning this. I can't remember what it's modeled after. Okay looking. This is the Tesseract, which is ugly ass electric hypercar thing. Don't know what it's called in real life, but some ugly thing. The Toros, quite boring. A Lamborghini Urus. Not much to say. Pegasi Reaper, another really ugly Pegasi in this game. It's supposed to be based off like a Huracan, but it's very ugly. But I needed it to fill in the garage. Zentorno, an all-time classic, released with the game. I don't even... This is supposed to be like a Veneno. There's a bit of Sesto Elemento in it. Very cool looking car, still. I mentioned this, the Torador is a submarine car. This is largely based off, unknowingly by many people, some random project car that Lamborghini did, and it looked exactly like this. It had a bit different louvers in the back and probably some different slight things, but the side profile is pretty much the exact same. The glass going through the middle of the door. Not many people know about it, but cool car. Infernus Classic. Not much to say. It's in yellow. Looks nice. There's not much to it. This is the better Huracan that they released after the Reaper, which really made the Reaper obsolete. The Tempesta, probably the nicest Lamborghini in the game. Could really make it look like a proper Huracan, which is nice. Even though I'm not a Lamborghini guy, I appreciate them. That's it for this floor. As for the next floor, floor 3. This, I do not remember what is on this floor, to be fair. This may be Porsche. It is. I'm missing one Porsche. I'm missing the Comet, not the S2, SR, I believe. I'm waiting for it to be released in a thingy, a dealership to fill this in. This is the Comet S2 Cabrio, which is the same as this, technically, just way less customizations, and it's a convertible, which is nice. So you can have a track version, proper GT, and then the regular 911 model you want it to be. As for this is... I don't even know what I modeled this. Probably GT3, probably some sort of RS, probably GT3 RS in yellow, maybe... Yeah, probably GT3 RS. It's a nice looking car. I was really excited when they released it. I'm quite bored of them now. Comet Retro Custom, lovely old school Porsche. I have it in a two-tone, black and dark olive green. Classic Comet, came with launch. Been in, it's iconic in the GTA series of games. This looks a lot like that one from Fast and Furious. I didn't intend it to. But still holds up quite nicely in the looks department. Pfister Astron. Is this a Macan? I don't think it's a Cayenne. It might be a Cayenne or Macan. I think it's a Macan. It's based off a Porsche Macan, I believe. Very nice looking. Back is a bit... but, you know, in GTA the cars are never perfect from every angle. Comet Safari. Don't know what it's based off, to be fair, but it's a very mental looking car. I even have machine guns shoved on the front. Neon, which is based off the Porsche Taycan, electric 4-door, very nice looking electric car, probably the best looking electric car on the streets in real life, but it's electric, it's very boring. Fister Growler, which is a cool car. They added a it's a Carrera, right? I think. It sounds cool, drives like shit. Unlike Porsches in real life, they don't sound like anything, but they drive nice. Fister 811, one of the only crazy performance cars that Porsche has ever probably released to the mass, which is based off the Porsche. It's not even coming to me. 918. This old car in GTA still holds up really well for performance, and it's quite cheap. So great car all around. Floor 4. I believe this might be my Mercedes level. It is. I like this garage. It's cool. Krieger, I think it's still the best car for sports car races. Based off the AMG 1, I believe it was called. Some crazy track performance car. Schlagen GT, based off an AMG GT. I think I based this off the Black Edition or Black Series, whatever they call it, which is like that crazy performance package you can get on top of your GT. Benefactor Schwarzer, which got reworked, and I'm very happy about it. You see the side skirt, body, kit, wing, all diffuser, everything added recently. This is an OG car. Very nice looking car, sounds quite cool. Shafter V12, this is the armored variant. What can I say? What is this, an S-Class? Just VIP transport. Dubsta G-Wagon, older G63 model. I like the older ones, to be fair. I have the chrome accents. I'm sick of the matte black with like white or black primary colors. It's like boring, man. This is the 6x6 G-Wagon. Once again, based off an older G63. Cool car. Benefactor Streeter. You don't see these very often, and people driving these around ever. Cool car. Ish. Don't really know what it's based off. This is the Benefactor. Oh, this is a fucking mouthful. Vorschlaghammer. I think Vorschlaghammer, maybe. Don't know what model this is called again, which is quite embarrassing. But it's really cool that they added this in. All of them have. No, you don't. All of them should have AMG plates, except for you, apparently. As for this, what the hell is this called? This should be based off that Mercedes McLaren collab they did. I can't remember the name. Cool looking car. Not much to say. Don't know what this is based off. I mean, I know, but I don't know the name. I've seen this car many a time. The Benefactor LM87. Old school track race car. Cool car. Cool sounding. And that is based off, I'm pretty sure fully I based this off a proper one with just random like yellow headlights. Not headlights, sorry. Yellow mirrors. And for the last floor on Eclipse, is it Eclipse? Something Boulevard, this garage, is my BMW floor, which should be full. No, I'm missing a spot or two. Once again, it's because this game loves to unrelease cars, so I have to wait for them to appear in the dealerships. Ubermacht Niobe i8. It's a very cool looking car. Drives quite well in this game, unlike its real life counterpart, which is some dog shit, man. Ubermacht Cypher. I got really bored of this car in this game. I was so happy with its release. The front's lovely, the back's weird looking for some reason. I was just hoping for something more when they released an M4. This young classic. I can't remember what this is based off. Either way, this is older school BMW. Cool car, not much else to say. Bestia Rebla GTS, I should say. Or based off X5. I love the X5 in real life. At least this gen, the modern gen, not so much. Yeah, I like the way I built it. Simple with a little German reference on the sides, on the skirts and stuff. The OG Sentinel XS. Quite a boring car. Not much to say. Sentinel Classic wide body. This is the Benny's variation, that makes it a bit wider. They added some more modern stuff to it. When I say modern GTA, like newer upgrades. Based off an E30, iconic BMW, probably one of the most iconic ever. Once again, I'm kind of sick of it. I've owned so many E30s in this game. This was a really cool release. I love it when they go for like these hatchbacks, touring cars, or even like station wagons. It just feels like so non-GTA. This is a Reinhardt. This is... I'm really showing my lack of BMW knowledge right now. I haven't been keeping up with cars for years. This is something touring, I think. Very cool looking car. Ubermacht SC1. I believe this is some weird ass concept that they did a while ago. Cool looking car, very inspired by the i8 in this game. I don't think it looks this much like an i8 in real life. Which is probably a good thing. i8's a piece of shit. He's right there. But yeah, that's it for this garage. Down to the next. Okay, now onto my Eclipse Tower garage. It only made sense that like the nicest property you could own would be the one with the most luxury cars. So this is a Rolls-Royce and Bentley garage, split down the middle. I believe this is every model of each car. I think there's one more Bentley, which is ugly as fuck, which I'm happy is not in this garage. Okay, onto the more boring cars, the Rolls-Royces. This is the Enos Windsor. What is this, a Phantom? Not much to say. Very little customization in this game. Similar to real life. I would just wish the interior was much cooler than it is. Windsor Drop, which is a 4-door and a convertible, which I try to mix the white roof, so it doesn't look like a convertible because I didn't want it to. This is what, a Ghost, maybe. This, the old school OG Super Diamond. Don't know which Rolls-Royce this is supposed to be. Very boring car. The cooler one, Enos Jubilee. Oh my god, what's this called again? It's not coming to me. This is a more recent addition to the Rolls-Royce catalog. This is the SUV. Cool car. Once again, quite boring. This is quite boring. This is the OG Huntley S. It's supposed to be based off of Bentayga. It looks like one with some sort of mental condition. Now the Enos 80, I love this car. Armored 4-door luxury car. Don't know what this is based off. But very nice looking car. Back is a bit otherwise lovely car. This is the Paragon R, which is the armored variant you get from Miss Baker missions. For free. Continental, probably the Continental GT is probably what this is based off. Not much else to it. This is a newer Bentley. Very good looking car. Lovely from all angles in this game. Wasn't expecting them to add a car like this. Lovely car. It's all about I have to say about these cars. Quite boring. As for this next garage, I'm going to start outside. People might be curious why I own this house. It's a bit of a random house to own. It's because there's 3 houses here in a row, and me and 2 of my friends We all bought them, so we're all neighbors. How cute. So this garage, I'm just saying this so you understand why it's like this. It's a bit of like a troll. It's full of just Benny's lowriders. I don't really care to get that in depth. Virgo Classic Custom. Lovely interior. That was a zebra interior. Here's my tiger interior. Glendale Custom. My cheetah print interior. Slam Van Custom. My so different cheetah interior. Faction Custom Donk. My Yoga Classic 4x4 with a nice tiger interior, and it has like a really cool, you can't see it from here, in the trunk there's like a whole table, benches, and a TV. This is my Moonbeam Custom, which is supposed to be my family's type car. Here's my Minivan Custom, which is a very weird car that you could customize like hell. Supposed to be a Bola's variant. Here's my Vagos inspired with a weird cheetah panther inspired roof. Tornado Custom. Here's my Manana Custom, once again Vagos inspired. And my Chino Custom, which is once again Family's inspired. So I think I have pretty much every Benny's lowrider vehicle that I would want. Okay, on to my next garage. This is in Tinsel Towers. This is my race track car thing, garage. So we have two best F1 cars, the BR8. Not much to say, I'm not an F1 guy. And then the Progen PR4. That is technically the best, but apparently if you're a good driver, this is the best. Briosa, not much to say. I don't even know what this is based off. Maybe a Fiat 500. This is a NASCAR. This is the Hot Ring Saber. I don't know anything about NASCAR. This is, I don't actually know. Probably another NASCAR. It's the Hot Ring Hellfire, which is obviously Hellcat inspired. Tropos Rally. Don't know anything about it once again. Drift Tampa. Cool car to drift around in. The Drift Yosemite or Yosemite. I don't know. Not very track car, but it's a form of drift competition racing, you know. Desert Raid. Some crazy off-road performance for racing truck vehicle thing. This is another NASCAR based off some sort of Toyota. It's a Hot Ring Everon, probably some like, I don't know, Hilux maybe inspired. I wish I could tell you more, but I'm not a huge race, like in real life. I don't watch races. I find them quite boring. So I don't have much to say about the garage. Okay, on to my next garage. This is, I can't remember the apartment's name. It's one of the Solomon Richard, I think it's called Richard something. It's a rare apartment people don't really own. This garage is to carry weaponized and armored vehicles that don't fit in other garages and that I would want to fit in my facility but don't have enough room in my facility for. So in here we have the armored Kuruma, iconic car, the best car for missions that NPCs are not going to be exploding you with. If they're just shooting you, drive this car. Based off a Mitsubishi Lancer with heavy armoring modifications to it. Duke Death, another really iconic car. It's a shit version of the Kuruma. Really, it can survive like one explosive, unlike the Kuruma. This is based off an old Charger. Don't know what era Charger, but an old Charger nonetheless. There's a Night Shark, which is it's inspired by some sort of APC, which is looks like it could have civilian use, not only military applicants. This is Vigilante based off the old school Batmobile, obviously. Great car for missions. I don't know if you can still use it for missions. You might be able to. Has great missiles on it. A big rocket boost at the back. Scramjet, probably the most fun car, maybe even vehicle in the game. Not much else to say. You can jump and boost like hell and go crazy. Oppressor Mark 1. I don't own the Oppressor Mark 2. Sold mine a while ago. I decided to resign. I was never even toxic in this game, but have no evidence of me being a boring player and me having to use skill if I get into a fight with people. I'm not using Oppressor Mark 2. I don't use the Oppressor Mark 1, I just have it to prove a point. I'm that petty. Okay, now onto my agency. This is actually right next to the garage I was just in. Actually, the buildings are connected by a bridge, which I never knew until I bought the apartment, and then I said, I want this agency. This garage is all SUVs, pickup trucks, off-road stuff like that. This is the Yosemite 1500, or Yosemite, I don't know. It looks like it's based off maybe a Ram. I don't know anything about American pickup trucks. I don't care to know about American pickup trucks. Down here, this is a cool car. This is the Canis Seminole Frontier. I believe this is based off... It looks like it's based off some older Land Cruiser. That's why I have this faded white cream primary and this livery. It just reminds me so much of the Middle Eastern cars that you see in the Middle East. This is the Canis Castigator, which is oddly really small. I don't know what it's based off. It's some sort of Jeep. From the front it's okay. The rest of it is ugly as hell. This is the Bravado Dorado. I think it's some sort of Ram. Maybe. This police car variant. It's an okay car. This is a Canis Terminus, which obviously is a Wrangler, Jeep Wrangler. I don't care for Jeep Wranglers, that's why it's in pink. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a Wrangler, what can I say? I don't give a shit about them. This is a Vapid Olatian? I don't fucking know. I think this is based off... Maybe, it could be a Ford. Looks like it might be inspired by Lincoln, possibly. These are... Never mind. This looks like... This is what? Granger 3600 LX. This looks like it's a... I don't know which one, what it is. It's like a... The Chevy Tahoe or the GMC, whatever it was called. This looks like that's what this is supposed to be. You can armor it, which is cool. This is the Cavalcade XL. That's how you say it. Yes, I think. This is obviously based off a modern day Cadillac Escalade. Here we go into the three Range Rovers. This is the Baller ST. Performance Range Rover, what can I say? Baller LE LWB, which is the armored variant of the bog standard Baller from 2013. And this is the more modern day Baller STD. Okay. With them weird ass taillights. Didn't realize it was called STD. Rockstar always has their way of comedic naming schemes. Canis Free Crawler, don't know what this is, some ugly as fuck weird off-road thing. Canis Camacho, I think this might still be the best off-road car for off-road races, I'm not sure. The Class A Drogger, don't know what this hell this is, some weird funky ass off-road car. Caracara 4x4, this is an F-150. I try to inspire by Shelby F-150, but there's not much you can do. Vapid Guardian, it's that big ass GMC pickup truck from like the early 2000s or 2010s or whatever. These are the two weird off-road little buggy things that you see people driving around in deserts with. the Maxell Vagrant and the Nagasi Outlaw. Here we have the Karen Everon. It looks like a crazy fucking Toyota Hilux, but for some reason all the liveries are American themed. It's Japanese. The Classe Walton L35. Don't know anything about this car. A bit stupid looking, and this is not mine. On to the next garage. Okay, now on to my nightclub garages. This is B2 because B1 is just like service vehicles for your nightclub. These are all muscle cars. All the floors are muscle car garages. So here's the Buffalo STX with the Monitech and armoring and stuff. I'm very happy they added a modern day Charger into the game. If you didn't know, Dodge Charger. The Classe Vigero ZX. Once again, happy they added in a modern day Chevy Camaro. Not much to say. Gauntlet Hellfire. Dodge Challenger. Quite boring color scheme I went for, but I don't really care. Dominator GT. This is I'm happy they added this, but I'm annoyed that they don't have a hard top. They only have a soft top variant. Obviously a newer Mustang GT. I made a video on this actually when it released. This is the Ruiner ZZ8, which is based on a Firebird. Very cool looking car. Very rare car. Gauntlet Classic. Not much to say. Very simple customization. An old what even is this? Is it a Challenger or a Charger? I think it's a Challenger. Dominator ASP, early 2000s Mustang. Cool car. A lot of people didn't even know, like a lot of people that don't know cars that have bought this don't know it's a muscle car. Dominator GTT, probably my favorite Mustang. Old school Mustang, lovely car. Looks great. I love the color on it. Love the very distinct, not like very subtle racing stripes. Beautiful car. Vapid Ellie. Not much to say. It's not the greatest copy of an old school Mustang, but it does the trick. Gauntlet Classic Custom, which is the custom variant of that black one down there. That makes it into look like a Daytona. This is not Fast and Furious inspired. It just looks good in this color, so I went for it. On to the next floor. I don't know if you can tell, I'm not a huge muscle car guy. Okay. There's a lot of muscle cars I own, I didn't realize. Imponte Phoenix. Cool car. Came with release. Tahoma Coupe. I think I got this for free somehow. I can't remember. It was some sort of event, maybe Christmas. It's okay. Chevelle Picador. Really cool car, overlooked. Came at launch. A lot of customization to it. You can make cool builds with it. Dominator GTX. This was supposed to be. This was released a few years ago, and it was supposed to be finally we get a modern day Mustang. It's ugly as hell. That's that. The Classe Impaler. It's just some. It's an okay car. It doesn't even look like I've customized this. I don't know if I have actually. But this is the Impaler SZ. Don't know anything about it. Beater Dukes, which is a old school Charger. You may know it from. Why is it? Why does it look fucked up? I don't know. But you may know this as Dom's Charger and all the Fast and Furious stuff. That's what that's based off. I don't think I've customized that either, it looks like. Or this Nightshade. Or maybe even this Greenwood. I haven't been in this garage in so long. I bought cars and never customized them. Okay. It looks like none of these cars have been customized. But Nightshade, I don't really want to get into it. It's not customized. Impaler LX. you're not missing out on much customization. All very boring cars to me, at least. Some people at home may appreciate those old school American muscle. Not me, really. Here, okay, these two are customized at least. Don't know if this is really a muscle car. This is the Albany Hermes. Cool car. Iconic looking car. You may know it from fucking the movie Cars. Bravado Buffalo EVX. That new dog shit piece of shit Challenger that Dodge released that was all electric. And it looks weird and ugly as hell. Venting over American muscle that I don't even care about, but that's how bad it is. On to the next garage. Okay, now onto my bail office, or bail enforcement office, or whatever garage. Obviously the bail enforcement van. Only 2 cars can fit in here, so I just have 2 cop cars in here, because it's sort of, this is the most fitting business to store these in. The Gauntlet Interceptor. Very cool. I'm very happy they released these things. I'm not happy about the price, but it's cool that they added them. I used to play a lot of RP, and this just tickles the bone of RP. Not much to say. It's a Challenger, which has been turned into a police department interceptor. This is the unmarked cruiser. Came out with the game. Finally, it's been launched as a personal vehicle. Used to be able to get it in story mode and store it in your garage. That's my most fond memories of this vehicle. That's why it's here. Not much to say. It's a very simple car, but it's cool to own based off the memories I have with it in story mode. Okay, now onto my MC clubhouse, where I store probably all my bikes. I'm not a bike guy, but this is where I have all my bikes. So we have the LCC Sanctus, which is a really nice bike to drive. It only comes out during Halloween. It's expensive, but it performs nicely. Not for races, but just to drive around with is quite nice. Nagasaki Shinobi. I don't think I've ever driven it. It should be a good bike. Batty 801, iconic bike, came out with launch, has been great ever since. Western Reaver, I don't think I've ever driven this. It should be a good bike, I don't know. The Western Rampant Rocket, very obscure vehicle. Surprised you can park it in here. Some weird three-wheeling like drag car, but that's a bike at the same time. Speaking about a three-wheel, this is like a tricycle type fucking bike. This is the Nagasaki Chimera. Been out for a while. It's cool looking. Not really good at anything else. The Shih Tzu Hakachu, iconic, very old bike in the game. Very good. Manchester Scout. I don't really know what's the best off-roading bike, but I have this because it does wheelies really well for some reason. Hakachu Drag with some weird Chinese imperial livery. Great bike for going in a straight line. Shitaru, probably most people's favorite bike. Haven't done a motorbike race in a while, but that's always been the best, so maybe it still is. On to the next garage. Okay, now on to my auto shop garage. It's not my car. This is where all my JDM Japanese cars come into play. So here we have my Dinka RT3000. Beautiful, lovely car. Any beautiful. We have my Sultan RS Classic. Beauty, very nice Subaru. My Anis Euros. It's okay looking. It's not the most incredible thing in existence. This is my Calico GTF, which is a Toyota Celica, if I'm not wrong. Here is my Anis ZR350. Obviously an RX-7. Dinka Jester RR, BMW Supra. Looks probably better in the game than real life. Anis Remus. Sylvia S13. Emperor Vector. Lexus, I don't know. And the Karen Futo GTX, which is based off Toyota EA86 Corolla, maybe. Yeah, that's it for this garage. You know what, actually, I'm going to show you the whole project here. Unfortunately, it's raining. This is my, I like to call JDM streets. So we have my arcade, another garage here. No, not my arcade, my auto shop, another garage, my arcade garage, and another garage, which are all pretty much full to the brim with Japanese cars, and mostly Japanese sports cars. In here we have my more proud builds, maybe, not all. Ballista Kanjo, I really like the way I did, like, this build I made for it. Yeah, it looks, oh, I don't know, it's just so nice to look at. This is a Civic EK, is it EK9? I don't know, maybe. Dinka Jester Classic, iconic Mark IV Supra. Have this build for a while. I like it. No one really has a grey Supra like this, in GTA at least. Penumbra FF, I love the Mitsubishi Eclipse in real life. But for some reason, I can never make a build look right with this car, so I just went all out, stupid, and that's what this is. Karen 190Z, lovely car. 240Z in real life is a lovely car, beautiful car, old school Japanese goodness. Karen Sultan RS, Mitsubishi Evo, I don't even know, Evo 9 maybe. Nice car. Dinka Sugoi, like the more, not the most modern, I think it's a generation before the current Civic Type R. Nice car, drives like shit in the game. Annis 300R, this was the newer, in this new thing Nissan launched that was a letdown. This is like a weird concept car. I think, who made this? I don't even remember who made this. Hell, it might be like someone fucking like Hyundai. I don't know why it's here then, it's Korean. Funky car. Annis Euros X32. Not much to say, not very customized, quite simple build, looks nice. Retro Custom. I had no intention to make it look like a Pizza Boy car. That it's just the livery I liked. Works well with the two-tone look I went for. Who doesn't love a good skyline? I was trying to make it more of an R32 build. Even though the front doesn't give R32, but you know. On to the next garage in JDM Street. My arcade garage is it gets to the random parts of the random Japanese cars I own in GTA. I don't think there's anything really expensive in here. It's just a bunch of random stuff. It's so dark in here. It's terrible for a garage. Can't see anything. Okay, so this is my... I know this is not Japanese. I put like a drift... I put like low grip tires and everything, and this is my drift van. The Bravado Yuga. Not Japanese, I know. This is the Karen Intruder. It's weirdly a cool car. I have it with drift tires as well. It's fun to drive like that. The Warner. I think this is based off the original Nissan GTR Skyline. But yeah. Karen Asterope, which is like some random what is this, a Camry that was released. It's a bit funny that they released it. It's quite shit otherwise to drive. This is the Karen Vivanite. I can't speak. A Toyota van, minivan. What else is there to say? It was quite expensive. LG RH8, the shit R35 in this game. Came with launch for free. Stratum, I don't know what, early 90s Civic wagon. It's a cool car, nice to drive, chill car. Dinka Blista, don't exactly know what this is supposed to be. It's something. Karen Futo, another A86, but this is the non-Futo GTX, normal Futo. Karen Kuruma, not the armored one that I showed earlier, standard one, which is just a standard Lancer. And that's it for the arcades randomness. And now onto the last garage on, as I call, JDM Street. I'm struggling to even remember what's in that this garage coming up. I think it's more of the recent releases by Rockstar. The recent JDM releases that I didn't fit into the other garages. Yeah, okay. This is the Karen Previon. I think it's the best car for coupe races. Who the hell does coupe races? Anis Silvestre. Don't really know anything about this. Dinka Postlude. Very cool looking car. I like the customization options on it. Volker Warner HKR. I don't actually know what this is supposed to be based off. It gives me a brain fart every time. Because in this game, the Warner is supposed to be like the old school Skyline, but then this came out and it's like a pickup. And I don't know if people would retrofit them into pickup trucks back in the day. So I don't know what the hell this is. Another pickup truck. This is the Karen Bohr. I forgot what this was, but it's a very cool pickup truck. Very Japanese looking. Dinka Kanjo SJ. Classic old school Civic. With some stupid livery I shoved on it. The Fathom FR36, which is a very... It's an Infinity... Not coming to me. It's an Infinity, which is very commonly bought for cheap used and customized to like hell by like some racers and people who just want to build crazy platforms on top of that car. On to the next garage. Okay, now we're in my Arena War workshop. I have this floor, which is workshop floor. It is all my Arena War vehicles I own. I don't really care to own anymore. They're kind of a waste of money, but it's kind of cool to own them. Here we have my Apocalypse Death Bike. Not much to say, just a crazy ass bike. Here we have my Apocalypse ZR350. Once again, some crazily modified fucking Nissan. Here we have my Apocalypse Brutus, which is a van which has been heavily modified into like an ultimate zombie killing machine. Here we have my Apocalypse Cerberus, which is a big like truck with like a tank on the back, has flamethrowers on the roof. It's just a mental vehicle. Here we have my Apocalypse Scarab, which is like some mini tank. Doesn't have like a proper tank barrel, but it's like a mini tank with a few guns on it. It's kind of cool. Here we have my Apocalypse Imperator, which is what happens when you mix classic American muscle with The Walking Dead or Mad Max maybe. here we have the Apocalypse Sasquatch, which is a pickup truck turned into a monster truck, turned into zombie apocalypse truck. Here I have my Apocalypse Slam Van. It doesn't look anything like a Slam Van anymore. I don't know why. It has a tiny wheel in the front and a big one in the back. It just looks very weird. Over here we have my Future Shock Bruiser, which turned whatever that car was that I had into like a limo, and then raised it, and then gave it 6 wheels, and yeah, it's mental. It shoots lasers at the front, yeah. And then at the end we have my Future Shock Dominator, which is a Mustang covered in spikes and laser cannons on the front. And it also had this cool thing at the back that it's really fun to like troll your friends. If your friends are following you, you can press a button and this thing will launch off the back and just hit them. It's quite funny. But that's it for this floor. That's it for like the actual arena war vehicles. Now on floor 2 is just a bunch of random vehicles that I bought and didn't know where to put. This probably shouldn't be here. This is a Monstrous City, Maibatsu Monstrous City. This is based off, I don't know what it's exactly called. It's like that 2-door Mitsubishi Pajero. I don't know if it is called a Pajero or it has a different name. The Pajero is the 4-door and then this is the 2-door. Very cool car. It's cool to see them add this to the game. I like the customizations you can put on it. It looks great. Looks a lot like this real life counterpart. Here we have a Maxwell Asbo. Proper British car. It's supposed to be based off Vauxhall Corsa, I think. Crazy modifications on it because, I mean, make it look funnier. Here we have my Patriot Stretch, which is obviously a Hummer limo. Not much to say, it's in pink. We have my Slam Truck, which is a very cool vehicle. It's like a old school tow truck type thing. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually work in the game, which is quite sad. Over here I have my Vapid Rattle. Some weird off-roading vehicle. I don't know why I bought this, but I did. It's my Issy Rally. This is like a mini rally car. They used it a lot in the British rally races. It's a cool car. Here we have my BF Surfer Custom. Good old surfer van, but a very much more expensive version in GTA. Not crazy customizations. Here we have a very weird car. This is the BF Weevil Custom. It usually just looks like a standard VW Beetle, but then when you take it to Benny's, you can make it into some weird ass thing like I have. I don't know. And then to end, we have Brioso 300 Custom. Well, wide body. It's usually like a Fiat 500 looking thing, and then you can bring it to Benny's and put a wide body kit on it and then make it with a very different looking car. Okay, on to the next garage. A little outfit change. Beautiful outfit. This is another bunch of military vehicles that wouldn't fit in my facility, and they're in this garage, the 6-car garage, which is close by to my facility. That's why. So here we have, isn't that lovely? This is the Squatty, which I don't know why I own it. It's not very, there's better alternatives to having like a Humvee looking car. This is the Barrage, which is like some weird off-road vehicle that has a grenade launcher and a minigun mounted on it. This is the standard insurgent, which is, I guess, just to carry people around and no weapons. This is the, I think this is the Zaba. It's a really slow vehicle. I don't think it has weapons. It can drive on water, however, and floats, obviously. This is the Caracara 6x6 thing with a minigun on the back, which it's very goofy because I don't know why the trailer bed is so extended. It shouldn't be that extended in length. It could still just be a 4x4. This is the Dune FAV, which is a Dune buggy with a minigun mounted on it, and some like random things that make it look ready for war. And that's it for this garage. Okay, now onto my facility. You can see my Avenger. Up here we have my jetpack. What's it called again? I think the thruster, maybe? This is the Riot Control Van truck. I don't know why I own this. Very useless. It's like an armored fire truck. Okay, here we have my technical custom pickup truck, which has a minigun mounted on the back. Nothing that spectacular. Mammoth Patriot mil-spec. Lovely. Looks. I'm so happy they launched this like a proper Humvee lookalike. You can even make it look like a what is it? A Hummer H1, if you really wanted to. I'm very happy that this was added. This is the weaponized Tampa. Very underlooked vehicle. It's a cool car. So many weapons on it. You have homing missiles on the front. You have a dual minigun on the roof and a mortar that shoots explosives from the back. And I think you may have proximity mines. And all that is controlled by the driver. I don't know how good it is at surviving explosives, but the weapons on it are insane. This is the Chernobog, which is like some Soviet looking era, Russian era maybe even. Mobile missile launching truck. Could be used for anti-air, could just be used for ground attacks. Down here we have the more heavy vehicles. We have the Menacer, which I have no idea what this is supposed to be based off. Just some sort of weird APC looking thing. This is called the APC. This is like an aquatic APC that can drive on water. I have a huge missile battery on its roof. Cool vehicle. This is the... What the hell is this called? Kanjali. This is the best tank. Loads of weapon options. Primary weapons for the driver. He has this huge railgun. And a machine gun for the passenger. And two more grenade launchers for third and fourth passenger. This is the Insurgent Pickup Custom. An APC just with a minigun on the roof. I think I might be able to drop proximity mines. The half track, bit useless. It's just a cool looking old school vehicle with a heavy anti-aircraft gun shoved on the back of a old truck with treads on the back because probably the wheels were so weak to carry such a big gun back in the day. And that's it for the facility. But now onto my okay. Now onto my hangar planes. There's gonna be some in storage. Okay, up front we have a I forgot what this is called. This is the newer thing. Maybe Komoda? Weaponized Komoda? It's okay, it's a bit shit. Tula is a cool plane. You can see it's in this VTOL orientation where the wing goes up and it takes off like a helicopter. It can land in water. It can drop bombs. It has a gun in the front. It has a gun in the back for a passenger. Very cool aircraft. It's not very useful. The Annihilator Stealth, which is basically a shit version of the Akula. Here we have the Pyro. Probably the fastest... No, it's not the fastest. One of the hardest to control jets because of its speed, and then it has a weird handling and stuff. It's really fun to fly. This is the Raiju. Newer plane. It's probably the best plane you can buy for everything but actually fighting players. It's so fast. It's the fastest plane. It's so fast it's really hard to dogfight because you really struggle to outturn people and you struggle to hit your targets because it's hard to judge You don't have enough time to like shoot enough bullets at a ground target really, or anything. You outrun homing missiles when you go in a straight line. It's so fast. So that's the only problem I have with this plane. Otherwise, it's great. It's a VTOL. It's based off a F-35, obviously. This is an A-10 Warthog. Well, in this game, it's called a B-11 Strike Force. It's my favorite plane for dogfighting. Probably my favorite plane in the game. Just because I love the plane in real life. Such a cool plane. Here we have my Sea Breeze, which is a water plane, which is really fun to fly. You can like nosedive straight in the water, and you'll dive up, and you'll be like underwater for a few seconds, like a submarine almost. This is the Hunter, based off an Apache, obviously. Very cool helicopter, probably the most weaponized helicopter in the game. You can shoot barrage missiles, homing missiles. There's an explosive cannon for passenger. You can drop bombs. You do everything. And then maybe the most balanced helicopter, you can go stealth off the map with it, is the Akula. Has homing missiles, has a gun for the secondary passenger. You can hold 4 people, unlike that only holds 2. I believe this holds 4, yeah. Has bombs as well. Now for the storage. We have Sea Sparrow, which, do I want to mess up the floor? I didn't show you the Molotov. This is a MiG-15, I believe it's based off a MiG-15 from like the Korean War era Soviet plane. Very cool plane. It's called the Molotov in the game. Okay, now I'm going to show you the storage planes. Bambushka is going to be too big. Streamer, sure. Ultralight. Havoc. Rogue. Too many planes, man. Okay, the other 2 planes I'll show after because they're too big. Maybe I can fit in the Bambushka actually. No, can't. Okay, so quickly we have the Sea Sparrow, which is the Sparrow which pretty much everyone has if they own the Kosatka submarine. But it has floaters on it so it can float on water. This is the Howard. I don't even remember what it's called. Don't know why I own it. It's a cool plane. Cool looking. This is the Havoc. 1-seater helicopter is mental to fly. Somehow I always end up crashing. Here we have the Ultralight, which is basically just a glider. But I have the attachment, so if I go high enough, I'll go off the radar. There's the Rogue. It's based off some trainer airplane, I believe, but it is weaponized in the game. Cool plane. Very overlooked. It's cheap. It's decent at flying. You have missiles. You have explosive cannons. You have bombs. Very weaponized, and it's quite cheap to buy. It's like around a bit more than $1 million probably. This is the Streamer something. It's a cool plane. It's very common. They use for skydiving. You can actually open the side door and jump out like a skydiver. It's like I don't know how, it's a cool plane to own. This is the Nakata. I think it's based off a P-51 Mustang. World War II era American fighter aircraft. Cool plane to own. Don't use it at all, but it's cool nonetheless. Alpha Z1, probably the hardest plane to fly. I think it used to be the fastest plane in the game. Jesus Christ, this is, you spend like probably 100 hours of flying that just to get used to it. Now to show off the last 2 planes. We'll start off with the Bambushka, because it's not the biggest one. This is a Russian, I think it's Russian at least. It sounds Russian. Big transport, military transport looks like, but they've turned it into a gunship, like similar to a C-130 and the AC-130, which is the gunship variant. It has cannons on it. It has a bunch of customizations and whatnot. Only unfortunate thing, it's really slow. It would be lovely if it was faster and you could use it as an AC-130, but I guess you have the Avenger for that if you really wanted a gunship. And for the last plane, and the biggest plane of them all, we have the Alkonost, which is based on a Soviet, it's still in use by Russia, Soviet-era supersonic bomber. I can't remember the name. It's nicknamed the White Swan in real life. I don't actually have it in the white colorway. I have it in this. If you know anything about military aircraft, this is like a livery which is common on Russian fighter jets, which is really cool that they added it in the game. They put on a bomber, but not a fighter aircraft, but it's cool nonetheless. It's supposed to make it so when it's like up, when you see it while tilted to the side, it looks smaller than it is. It's very funky livery, but it's cool that they added it in the game. It's very fast, big ass plane. Has 4 fat afterburning, I think 4. Is it more? No, it is 4 fat afterburning engines like a fighter jet would have. If you go high enough, I believe it may go off the radar. It's a bomber, obviously all it does is bomb. It's a cool plane to own. It's very useless nonetheless. And now, that's the end of the hangar. I'll go on to the next garage. Okay, so now onto my final garage that I'll be showing, because I don't believe I have any more with anything in. I have more garages, but they're empty. This is up in Toledo. And earlier I mentioned I only had 2 police cars in my bail office because there was not enough space for more. The rest are up here. Still one more space for if a new one releases that I'm interested in. This is the Bravado Greenwood Cruiser. Cool retro looking cop car. I love the customizations you can do to these new cop cars. Dominator FX Interceptor. There's nothing really that special about this. Kind of cool looking. It reminds me of something you'd see in like movies. I don't know about real life. Impaler LX Cruiser. This is a really cool old school sheriff looking car. This Impaler SC Cruiser, just like I made it blue, it really gives me like, I don't know why it gives me, I don't know why I have highway patrol on it, but it really is giving me like a mall cop type thing. Don't know why. Here with the Dorado. I have the normal Dorado, but this is the Cruiser, the police car. I have it in like a green and white to make it look like more of them park ranger type vehicles. You'll see the people that are stationed more off out of the city and more in the wilderness. Not necessarily a sheriff, which would, in this game you would find the sheriffs in Blaine County area, up in Toledo, but you'll find the park rangers in the area where there are people sometimes, but mostly wildlife. But yeah, that I believe is everything. I'll double check just for everyone. Obviously I have all the businesses in the game. There's nothing really to show about those. I have I have a lot of houses. That one's empty. The rest I showed you all of them. That has nothing of interest. Casino's empty. Yeah, that's everything. Hope you enjoyed my 2024 pre-December DLC garage tour. Been grinding for quite a while to be able to buy it. Pretty much, there's nothing I want to buy anymore. I'm just waiting for DLCs. But hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.